lot of moving parts, a lot of wagging tails. How big of an undertaking?
2,000. There are 2,000 tails to be honest with you right now. It's it's a little bit of mayhem as we're going through the breed judging right now. We have 200 plus breeds that are represented, as I mentioned, 2,000 dogs. Everybody is here on their way, hopefully, to Best in Show. We'll whittle it down to 7 groups, and from the 7 groups, we'll gather our Best in Show class, and one person at the end of the day will be Best in Show for the National Dog Show.
So besides being man's best friend, what qualities does it take for a dog to be crowned Best in Show, John?
Well, every dog, it's people think that we're judging on the cuteness factor, and it's not that at all. Every dog has a written specification of what it is measured against. So the dogs are really competing against the written standard, which puts the onus on the judge to know the intricacies of each breed that he is breeding. So to be a judge means that you have done an awful lot of homework. But you'll certainly look at jaw lines, structure in the mouth, the hips and the shoulder alignment. And also you have to look at the way the dog moves. Every dog has to move, and it has to move in accordance with what that written standard. You have to be able to imagine that this dog performing its function as it did for some cases 4,000 years.
Incredible. What are the prizes for the winner? Is it just a big pat on the head and a bone for the pup?
Well, I'm going to let you in on a secret, and don't tell this to anybody. The dogs don't care who wins.
What about the owners? Do they get very competitive?
Oh, of course they do. Yes, they do. And if I'm going to pick this up and show you how competitive it is, if you look around the room, I'm going to give kind of a 360. Wow. You'll see. There are easily 10 to 15,000 people here. That'll swell to probably 30,000 by the end of the day, and when we are judging our 7 groups. It's going to be, it'll be mayhem. And obviously somebody didn't win, and you can hear him in the background voicing his displeasure.
John, I've talked to you almost every year. You've been hosting the show since 2002. What are you looking forward to this year? I'm sure it never gets tired.
Well, it never does, because every year the dogs are different, and the best day of my life is being able to walk up and down the aisles here and see all the dogs, and the grooming is meticulous. I mean, you think it takes me an hour and a half to do my hair. You ought to see what we do with these dogs out here. It's the happiest day in my life. Every year, the dogs make everybody smile. So we have 30,000 smiles here.
I absolutely love that. And you and I have talked about this being a standing tradition in so many households on Thanksgiving. Why do you think this tradition has held up for so long?
Well, it's, I think, the perfect piece of television programming. Whether you're 4 or you're 94, there's something here for you. And in many cases, it's what my co-host David Fry refers to as the alma mater factor, which is basically you're rooting for the dog that's sitting on the couch. And that's the breed you're looking for. And, it's so funny. We get videos all day long on Thanksgiving Day of dogs actually watching the screen version of the National Dog Show presented by Purina. And it's so fun to watch the dogs saunter up to the television screen, take a few sniffs, and then, believe it or not, walk around to the back of the television looking for the dog.
That is hilarious. I would love to see those pictures as well. There's an old saying that life imitates art. I was told there's a tidbit that a lot of us don't know about how the dog show started. Can you tell us about that briefly, John?
Well, the wonderful parody on the dog shows, Best in Show, the Michael McKee and Christopher Guest parody on the Westminster show, actually. The head of NBC, John Miller, took home that movie, watched it over the weekend, fell in love with it, came into the morning meeting at NBC Sports the following Monday and said, I know what we're going to do with that 2-hour slot in between the Macy's Parade and football. We're going to do a dog show. Well, they about laughed him out of the office. But sure enough, by the end of the day, he had licensed the show from the Kennel Club of Philadelphia. Purina came on board as the presenting sponsor. I got a call on Tuesday morning in L.A. I picked up the phone, and I heard on the other end John Miller saying, woof, woof. And that's how it all started 23 years ago.
History was made. John Hurley, thank you. We can't wait to see the show in just a few weeks. It's certainly a tradition in my house. Thank you again. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.